All right, hello and welcome to the eVenture family channel. And today we've got an awesome electric adventure. We're checking out the Chevy Equinox EV. As viewers of the channel might know, we lost our Tesla Model Y as it got totaled thanks to a thunderstorm, and we are looking for replacements. So recently we just posted a video where we checked out the outside, but we couldn't get in. Today we're actually doing a test drive and checking out the inside as well. So we're gonna start off here. So come along with us and let's head out for another fun family electric adventure.
That's right.
All right, so here is the front, and you'll notice immediately, this is just the way like GM packages all of their Ultium stuff, where you have access to it in the front, but there is no front trunk. It's kind of a shame. They could have very easily just put like a little tray here, at least something for you to keep like the mobile charger in, but unfortunately not.
How does, like, this seems like very, like, it's a bunch of people that didn't necessarily, like, why is this so big? And on the other cars, like, it's not visible at all. Like, why do you need all this here?
Yeah, I don't, well, here's like, this is the 12-volt battery. That's the, I'm not even sure what that is. It's not the drive unit. Yeah, I don't know. This is your windshield washer fluid, isn't it? It looks very, like, space-agey. Just while we don't have adult supervision, we'll check out the inside of the car. So this is an all-wheel drive 2RS, which is exactly what I'm looking for. Initially, I thought I would want to just do the front-wheel drive, but you get more horsepower. I believe it is 280 in the all-wheel drive versus like 220-ish in the front-wheel drive. I'll put the real ones in a minute after I can look that up. But you can see here, this one has no options on it, and with the destination charge and everything, this is a 50,795 MSRP, which kind of lines us up squarely as a Tesla Model Y competitor. And this is, kind of high up in the range of the Equinox. So the lowest, there's so many trims, maybe I'll go through those later, but you start down with the 1LT. The RS is basically the sport version. It's exactly the same as the comparable LT trim, just has some of these details like this red, and then your red stitching here, and you have like this kind of pseudo leathery stuff. And then here you can see like these big screens that we've got too. All right, so we couldn't get a whole lot of footage inside the Equinox because it was the world's shortest test drive, but it was fine. At least we got like a little sense of acceleration onto like a divided highway, and like, turning around in a parking lot and stuff. But even still, good impressions. First off though, even before we get into the car, I'm gonna say it on your behalf. When are like these car dealerships and stuff gonna realize that it's not by default the man who's getting the car and who's making all the decisions and stuff? We went in, she said, is the one who like said hi first and said, I'm looking for the Equinox and I want to test drive it. They only made eye contact with me, only I got a handshake. Like, come on guys.
What they don't realize is you can't get that right. You're not getting my business.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, and the other thing too is like these dealerships need to start training people who actually have any idea of like EV stuff. Like I'm the one educating them on everything for these things, and it's a problem. But
they'll get there. They just 2 months ago started shipping these. They're not.
That's the Equinox. They've had the Blazer for months now, even though it has stop sale. They've had the Silverado.
They're not prioritizing
that for years.
But they're not prioritizing that sort of training because that's not the mindset that they have from a customer perspective. It's a training thing that needs to come from within the culture of the company. Yeah. And I don't think that GM as a culture has shifted to that.
Yeah. I know, I'm with you, and neither have like most of the legacy ones, but they need to do it. It's the biggest failing that they have right now. How's that guy going to talk you into getting an EV? Like if I came in here and he's not
incentivized to talk you into an EV. He's incentivized to sell you one of these because that's where
the regular Equinox, the gas Equinox.
Exactly. That's what he's incentivized to sell. His target is not on the EV target. Yeah. Unless GM comes in and says we need to have 50% of our sales be EVs. Yeah. He's not. So it's coming from internal.
Yeah. Well, yes, but also, he did a terrible job with like the incentives too. Like,
he's like, we have no incentives.
Yeah, which is not true because we're getting amazing offers and deals from like other places. Granted, I'm doing all of the legwork for it, but still. So like, it just, I don't know, that kind of stuff irks me, but whatever. So anyway, so you drove it first. What your overall
and like
impressions?
that's the thing. I'm very pleasantly surprised. That is a very nice vehicle, right? Like if that is your first time you've ever been in EV, that I would be impressed. And I'm coming off of other EVs and I'm incredibly impressed. Like the screen setup inside the car is fantastic. Yes, are there other things that like you're used to from other EVs, like a frunk, like it's clunky, like they built it like they built a gas car, but that's also has something to do with probably they didn't want to change too much in their manufacturing process, or maybe like the frames or whatever that they're using, which could be an internal GM cost decision, whatever. But talking about the car, super impressed. Like the setup inside, the screens inside, the controls inside, very well thought out, not clunky, not like stuck in the 2000s, 90s with the screen and the too much going on. And even though there are physical controls, which coming off of two cars that don't have physical controls was a little bit welcome. And very intuitive. Like everything on that, once you get over the shock of how much is on the steering wheel, super intuitive as far as controls, changing it, the display in front of you with the map, like a full navigation map screen.
And Google Maps
in front of you.
Look, nonetheless, like
yes, and
nice.
integrated with Google Maps, which was fantastic. The seats felt nice, like felt comfortable. Granted, world's shortest test drive, so I don't know how comfortable I would actually be after 2 hours in the car.
But we're not going to be doing that anyway.
But you could. Like we could, that car could go to grandma's. That car doesn't need, the point is we don't need to put as many miles on the Rivian as we've been putting with the next car. The trunk space, we couldn't get the keyless entry to the trunk to really work out, so that was weird. Few things that don't make sense to me. Like there's a My Chevy app that I can do all these things with, but I still will need the key fob to actually drive the car. You need to physically lock the car. It doesn't lock when you move away from it, and you need to physically unlock it. There's no proximity thing to it.
I don't think that's true. I think something was messed up, like not correct in the settings, or
he doesn't know.
We weren't walking far enough away and the guy didn't know.
All right, well, we need to test that because there was some things in there that were funky.
I'm pretty sure that the handles should pop out and present themselves to you when you walk close, and it should automatically lock when you get far enough away. We'll find that out, but well,
considering that you get that on, you can get that on a lot of like standard cars too. I agree with you, but I'm
almost positive it's supposed to work that way.
Well, before we take delivery of one, if we end up taking that, we will need to check it.
But the phone is a key thing. I'm with you. I'm not giving this as an excuse, but on the other hand, do you trust GM's software development team to A, implement it right, and B, implement it with security controls so that people are not hacking and stealing cars?
No. Which is why I understand why it's done, and it's fine. I'm just saying that it'd be nice to have it as an option, because it's one more thing that I now have to remember to bring with me.
I know. I am with you on that.
Because now I'm used to not having to, like this morning, I had to remember the key fob to this car. You can ask the kids how many times I was in and out of the house because of the things that I forgot. And the last thing was the key fob.
Right. So what did you think of the space inside? You said the trunk was good.
I thought it was very spacious. I thought the back seat was fine. Actually, once I was sitting in it, I think it'll be a little bit tight still because of Arlo's car seat. I think it ends up the base takes up too much, but I think they'll be fine. I don't think they'll be in each other's space. The leg room behind you
insane, right?
Was crazy. I mean, the front seemed tight because our dealer in the front, he's a big guy, looked a little bit tight for him, but I was super comfortable. And then you said that you didn't even have to adjust the seat after you got in after me. I don't know if I had it set up correctly. I hate like being kind of on the spot, and I don't do the full setup.
Just the other thing with that, the seat, I've never been in a car where you could put the seat as low as in there.
It's a GM.
But it's awesome. Like that's good for your performance driving.
Right.
But you can also go nice and high so you can see like over the hood and stuff. Cameras awesome in there. Like one of the best I've seen. I would say, controversial statement, better than our Gen 1 Rivian cameras.
The cameras were fabulous.
Supposedly the Gen 2 ones are much better, and like I think they're probably about on par between the Equinox and that. But in the Rivian one, they kind of got crap for like how bad the cameras are in the Gen 1 stuff. But I mean, they're usable. But
I don't think they're bad.
The Equinox is better. Definitely better than the Tesla ones from our Model Y that was 2.5 years old. I think like best of a car that I've been in. Really good. 360-degree view. You have cameras in the front, the back, and even like on the sides, which is really nice. It's not a big car, so like parking's not that hard, but that was good. The overall like safety features in there are awesome too. It has cross traffic alert both in the front and the back.
Yep, that was nice.
It has park distance settings, and it vibrates the seat when you get too close to something, which was off-putting, but I think a nice feature. And no sunroof in it, but you can get one, but it seems like most of them, they're not shipping with those right now. So I think we probably do without that, and it's fine. It had really good headroom even without the sunroof, so not a problem. No hump in the back, did you notice? So good with legroom and everything. And driving was really nice, so we did the all-wheel drive. In normal mode, I'd say it's good. It's good, not great. Sport mode was like surprisingly very good. Let me look up the horsepower for it. So the front wheel drive is 213 horsepower, the all wheel drive is 288. When you're in sport mode though, like you have I think all of that and the torque all immediately available. It felt very good, like sporty, and it's a lighter and fairly small car, so it felt really good, even considering, it's not like the biggest horsepower numbers or anything. I think the front wheel drive would probably feel a little slow and almost like you're driving a gas car. With that much less horsepower, so I think that probably just decided for me that we would do the all-wheel drive as long as we can get a decent price on that.
Yep.
All right, exactly. So we're gonna go check out the Ioniq 5 next, and we'll kind of break down the comparison between them. All right, we're here at Hyundai now, checking out the Ioniq 5. We've got a nice SE here, which looks like maybe the only one that they've got here, but we'll find out. We want to look at the SEL, but yeah, we'll go check it out. Interestingly, the wheelbase is longer on this than the Equinox, but we think the overall car is actually a little bit more compact. But we'll see what it feels like on the inside when we get there in a moment. So this is an SEL now, and here's the inside. These screens, huge bezels. There's a lot of room in between the legs there. Sit back. So we have cloth seats in here. I'd say legroom is pretty comparable to the Equinox. Must be 8 ports though. All right, here we are, and we are unsupervised for the test drive, which is nice. All right, so first off, he said that you need a key for access and everything, so same as the Equinox, which I don't think is right. I'm pretty sure that for the Ioniqs you can do phone as a key, but yeah, whatever. So this is a limited, which has leather seats, whereas every other trim has cloth. It has a heads-up display that we'll be checking out. It has ventilated seats, which don't come in the others, and then it has this sunroof, which don't come in the other trims as well. All right, so go ahead, dear. What things are you checking out?
These compartments. I was wondering if this was charging. It's not.
No?
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
it is.
That's
okay.
Yep. But it's gonna get hot in there. I was surprised the Equinox.
There's no air. I was testing to see if there's airflow.
Yeah, there's not. So the Equinox has airflow in where you put your phone, but there's no wireless charging, which is kind of interesting. But I guess if you're using the plug to plug it in and it's getting hot, at least will help keep it cold that way. Whereas here, this is going to overheat from charging in here pretty easily.
So it's noticeable first, like the console, this is open. So
yeah.
Let's test it out from a bag perspective. Okay. All right, that's not bad. That could store a bag or a box of tissues or wipes or whatever. But that's very open. So maybe my opinion on that has changed a little bit. And then you have this sort of teeny tiny little storage box here for, I guess, your documents and stuff. So not overall not bad. Oh, and that goes up so you can access this better. So that's actually pretty smart. And then you have this. Oh, but that cuts into their legs.
Yes.
But if you need to put stuff up here, I don't know why you would need this much legroom up here. You can put stuff here. And then does the SEL have this little storage box?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a little storage box. I guess a little box of tissues can go in there. Yeah. So overall, that's a pretty nice setup. Standard glove box, whatever. That's fine. Things that I'm going to close the window so I'm yelling at us. I like this. Actually doesn't. Okay, not sure if this looks fancier because it's the SEL, but this actually, once you're in the car, doesn't look as bad. I don't know.
These white bezels kill me.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's so cheap looking.
Yeah.
the white. I have a question.
Oh, physical vents, which is the same in the Chevy.
Stop button.
Yep. Yeah, I don't like that.
Oh, I have to actually start the car. Okay. Points off.
Yep.
Points off physical vents, but for some reason I'm not getting any air on my face.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's set on on a weird mode.
Yeah.
How do I change that? Oh, there we go. Okay, so it's changing here. Got it. Okay. Okay. All right, that's where it was actually changing. Okay.
You have to talk louder over that if you're going to talk.
All right. I mean, that's where it was actually changing. So I was hitting this, and I was expecting that to change what it's doing, but it was showing me here what it was doing. Fine, that's just a minor criticism. That's not something that's legit.
Yep.
I'm assuming, yep, dual zoned AC, so that's good. Park assist is on. Park camera is on. Press the button to display the camera view or press and hold for park assist. Okay, so we got...
The 360 overhead camera.
Oh, nope, that's not the drive, but that's drive, okay.
Yep.
Is that drive?
Yeah.
Yep.
Twist or?
Twist.
Okay.
Okay. And push for park, okay. Separate buttons for windows, separate buttons to control your mirrors. You realize I am laying down. Hate the chrome. Like, it really sticks out.
Yeah.
What is this? Why do I have this?
Digital mirror.
Can I turn that off?
Yeah.
How? Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Fine. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, that was okay.
Yep.
All right. So now, if I hit, I was doing it as a touchscreen. It's not.
It is a touchscreen.
Where's
Those
the
are buttons.
screen on there? Oh, there's the home screen.
Yeah.
Okay, but why couldn't I get from the screen that I was on before to here?
I don't know.
Maybe I didn't do the setup. Fine.
Yeah.
Oh, I had to
swipe over. Okay. Yep.
Got it. Map. Let's do. Where are we going? We're going.
Oh, okay. Here you go. Yeah, do Denver. This is the place where I think the biggest difference is going to be.
I don't want Denver law firm. Like,
okay. Just you.
That's bad.
Yeah. This is. I mean, you have CarPlay in here, which is wired only. So you would use that, but the problem is it doesn't integrate with your state of charge and everything, so you're not going to get like good routing. So you have to go through this to do, yeah. Okay.
I'm going to hit okay. I bet it doesn't have...
Yeah, it's not going to give you charging.
It's not giving you charging.
Yep. So that's the problem. So you have to use like a better route planner.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
Major points. That is major points off.
Yep.
Granted, we're not doing this for long road trips, but that is... So I'm never going to know if I need to charge. Like, what if for, like, whatever reason I'm running around like a lunatic and I forget to charge and I have to charge between here and getting the kids?
At least for that, you could do... oh, God. This is like 2001 thing. You go back. Wait, what is map different than navigation menu? EV, okay, so you could do that at least, right? EV charging stations. Well, but then there's no way to filter. These are slow AF charging, and I don't think you can use any of these. Yeah, see, like, this is the problem. It's this stuff is all from, like, it's adapted from gas vehicles, and they have not done anything to, like, update it.
This map is horrible too. Alright.
Well, what else do? What else do I have here? EV. Okay. I guess that's telling you where a charger is. This charges super fast, though. That's like the best part of the tech in here. 230 kilowatt peak. So that the kids aren't hearing the beeping noises and stuff and waking them up. So we have ventilated seats in here, but only because it's a limited one. And I guess that is it. They're serious.
This is slow.
Yeah. That's what I said. I think to me the biggest differences I thought would be the tech. So the Equinox is it's more modern.
Oh, how'd you do that?
I hit climate. One second. Oh, here's volume.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, I think the tech in the Equinox is better. And we'll have to see how the driving for this is. The one thing was I thought the driving for this might be better. And the charging for this is obviously better.
Let's do this. Let's drive.
How do we open this? Oh, I like how it opens in the middle. That is nice, but it's a big price increase to go to the limited one, which doesn't make sense for us for a commuting car. But that is very nice. That's very open. Very nice headroom in here, by the way. And then I'll sit in the back in a minute, but it's like a pretty good leg room. I'd say it's about the same as the Chevy, right?
Yeah.
So Eco, Normal, and Sport. What are you doing? Normal?
And then do normal.
And then Regen, you're on level 1. I don't know where you changed that, but is there? Oh, okay. Then push away to do more? Oh, no. Okay.
Where do I see that?
Over there. So
what's iPedal?
I think iPedal's one pedal driving. No! Yeah, it's okay. Oh, that's actually, I'd say that's better than okay, and that's normal? Yeah.
That's normal.
Yeah.
And it gives me what the speed limit is too in the heads-up display.
Oh, nice.
That's very distracting.
You get used to it.
You do?
Yeah, and then you just kind of look through it.
I mean, I am looking through it, but I'm... Like, granted, it's new, so I...
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good, Regen. That's not good one pedal driving.
Is it too little? Or?
Barely stopping.
Oh, that's totally off?
Yeah. Drives fine.
Yeah.
Drives like a car.
Yeah, and the suspension is decent, but I mean, this road is horrible, but
for a high, like even the higher model, it feels a little cheap inside. Like the Chevy, I'm surprised to be saying these words. The Chevy felt luxurious.
Yeah.
Even as a passenger, it felt, I mean, granted, the little holes in the back of the car, not the holes, the cutouts in the carpet to get to the bolts, but we'll put mats down on top of that. But whoa. Well, not my car.
You can also do a little bit more here. Like, I get that this is a car they're going to be selling, but like as a test drive vehicle, it's like so much stuff in here still. There's plastic everywhere. Oh, and the back seats are look like they're on a rail that you can move forward and back.
It's pretty quiet inside.
Yeah, the sound deadening is good. Is it double pane here? Can you put this window down tiny bit? Oh yeah, back is double paned too. I don't know if that's specific to the Limited or not. 4
buttons to control the windows and a physical child lock.
Oh, I think the Chevy did too.
It did.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Yeah. And a button to fold in the mirrors.
Oh, we have to go to McCrabby sometime. Every time I drive past here, I'm like, I want to go there. Take the kids. No, we'll take the kids. Look, it has, not right now, but it does have a little sunshade.
It was a little warning.
A sunshade back here?
There's a little warning just now when I was coming over to change lanes. And there's a warning up on the screen here saying that there's cars to the left. What are you doing? What was that? That
was the sunscreen flopping back down.
Is that a limited feature?
I don't know. You can look at the one that's inside.
I'm going to pull in here first to turn around.
You want to drive a little more?
No, it's okay. I mean, I've got to compare it to the world's shortest.
That's true.
Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I found where
yeah, it does have the...
I found... Nope, that's
that little screen showing the blind spot. Is apparently only on the Limited, which is kind of crazy to me.
I don't really care about that screen, though.
Yeah.
What is this nonsense? Is this supposed to be...
The little dots here are... it's pixels because the Ioniq is digital.
Why are they on this? Like, look here.
And that's just the design.
This looks cheap, by the way.
Oh yeah. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, it feels awful.
You'd have a problem with it.
This also. It's not like the materials in the Chevy were like amazing, but I'd say like oh no, this is horrible too. Oh, I don't like any of this. Oh, okay, I just can't touch it. There must be some name for like, I have a thing, there's certain materials that skeeve me out so much when I touch them. This is not horrible, but I don't like it. Velvet, anyway.
Alright, look, we have to turn the car off. I can't.
Yeah.
I'll never remember to try.
Yeah,
I will never.
Yeah, that might be a deal breaker. All right, wanna switch?
Yeah.
All right. Oh my God, how is there? Jesus. Those are the floor mats. First aid kit. That's probably the charger.
But how am I supposed to go? This is.
Oh, no, it's a roadside assistance kit. So the Chevy went deeper.
There's no storage here.
Yeah.
The Chevy had a tire mobility kit too, but this whole section went deeper, so you had more
Yeah,
storage. He said it was a cooler storage area too.
Oh no, it's like metal there.
He said it was a cooler storage thing.
Yeah, I don't really trust a whole lot he said, but sure. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say it's about the same amount of space, right?
It could maybe a little smaller.
A little smaller. I feel like that maybe cuts in a little bit more from here, but it's hard to tell. This part. Yeah. They do, yep. Yeah, so then like this looks like this whole thing. Yeah.
Oh, to give you more trunk space. No, to give you space behind. Why, I don't know.
Really? Oh yeah, that's interesting.
But also, does this go back at all? Because this is a very weird angle to be sitting at. Sit down a minute.
It's super far forward, yeah. This must go down.
There's no
I'm sure this goes down. It definitely tilts.
It has to, right?
Yeah, it's on the side. Yeah. So, okay, so you were in a comfortable position, as was I. Actually, I had a lot of room there, so that seat could probably go forward more.
But this isn't bad.
No, this is really good.
Yeah.
That's a ton of space. And no hump here and everything.
Only vents on the side, so what's the poor kid in the center supposed to do?
Oh, yeah.
Just rely on my air?
Some people like that more. For dogs, it's actually like it, because this is more in your face. I guess for kids too. But I don't like the idea of them playing with that.
No.
Yeah, USB-A everywhere.
The Chevy had USB-C.
Yeah. It's weird, like you actually have to, like, I didn't think I'd ever say the other, but you have to give Chevy at least props for doing modern stuff.
Like this car seems to be a few generations back, and the Chevy seems to be a 2024 car.
So this is a 24, right? They redid, they did like a minor refresh of this for 2024, but it's all like under the hood stuff. Like a little bit more power in the motor and a little bit better charging even. But they didn't do anything to refresh the interior at all.
I'll be honest, I was Team Ioniq before I got into this Ioniq, and now I'm Team Chevy.
Well, we'll do the full thing once we get back out, but
yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean, right?
Yeah,
I'm incredibly
my mind is made up. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm disappointed by how disappointed I am. I had different expectations, but let's finish this test drive.
Okay. Yeah. Here's your little sunshade. I do like this roof, but again, this is would not be in consideration for us. From the bottom.
I mean, I like that idea for kids and stuff.
Yeah.
But again, not something I want them playing with.
Yeah. Maybe we just have horrible kids. Here's the sticker, by the way. This is a $60,000 car with the limited. Jesus. Oh, because the color is a $1,000 option. Then the floor mats, cargo net, roadside assistance kit, first aid kit, mud guards, and wheel locks are all extra. Oh, wheel locks. I don't think you need any of that, but I'm sure they have it on every single one. This is a $60,000 car.
Seriously?
This specific one. Because of the color. The color is
maybe they baselined it to Tesla and thought that they would be competitive.
So yeah, here I feel like I'm sitting way up in the sky. I need to go like down significantly. I'm in reverse. Let's see. Does it beep for this car going?
Should be beeping already.
Yeah. Interesting. I thought it had cross traffic.
That's too late!
Yeah. Well, maybe it's because it wasn't moving. I don't know. I'll give it benefit of the doubt on that. Once. Ooh, yeah. Oh. Okay, I'm on level 3 regen. Oh, but it just keeps coasting. It doesn't stop. So then, how did you do pedal? Okay, got it. Steering wheel's pretty nice. I like the
steering wheel felt nicer than Chevy's.
Yeah. This is peppy. The driving on this is good, and I'm in normal mode still. I'm not even cranking it.
You're in a development.
There's a lot of stuff it's like showing here. Where's the heads up? Oh, that's hard to see. I can't see it with my glasses on. The glasses like polarize it out.
Oh.
So that's. Could you see it with yours?
Yeah.
Right. There's so much stuff like going on. I'm overwhelmed.
There's so much stuff going on, and I can't navigate anywhere. Where are you going?
Where am I going? Trapped in here. Ooh, that's the best turning radius.
No, for ooh, Jesus.
It drives well. Yeah. I don't know if it's like a huge difference, but this is a bit better feeling than the Equinox.
Is it enough to overcompensate for what's going on the inside?
No. It's just what do you call it? Scooch? A scotch? Scotch better. Scotch better.
A tad.
Yeah. It's like it's a little more connected, a little sportier handling, and
I don't trust this Jeep.
It's a little more hooked up, I'd say.
No. Okay. Again, commuter car, so it's discount.
I'm talking like 1%. I'm gonna get called out for these being stupid things, but to me they matter. This screen setup here, everything about this, I really can't stand like this bezel situation, this whiteness part, and I know like in the EV6 it's the black one, so maybe that would make it feel different, but I can't stand that. And then like this tech setup here, I could not live with it.
The map is like what you get on a regular in-car navigation system, which is like such pointless nonsense. Yeah. I don't understand why it's not integrated. Like every other EV that was my hand, sorry. Every other EV that we've been in, I feel like that's a non-issue.
Yeah. Ooh. Sport mode.
Okay.
Yeah, same overall power. I think it's just you get a little bit earlier in the...
But silly question, you're commuting to Madison. You're going 25 miles per hour.
I'm testing things out.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean.
Right?
Yeah, that's
you
not
can't
good. That'd be dangerous. I would crash. Just because I'm used to having much stronger rigid. The Chevy was like what...
the Chevy was
much more Tesla-like and Rivian-like.
Yeah. The Chevy was aggressive, which I like.
Yeah.
Where's your camera?
This is not one pedal driving.
No. This is Leaf driving.
Yeah.
Although the Leaf you actually got down to one pedal.
This is what I thought. Like this drives nicely. I'd say it's a tiny, like not enough to make a big difference, but a little bit nicer than the Equinox.
Let's be honest, once we decide which dealership we want to go to, I would like to test drive a longer test drive in the Equinox.
Yeah. I also I liked the mix of physical controls to digital ones in the Chevy better too.
This is half-assed.
Yeah. Like you would get used to it and everything, but like I don't like. But it's just, like it was a little bit more intuitive, and I like that you had separate volume and climate controls that were all physical, and you could still do everything on the screen. Yeah. I mean, otherwise, these are definitely pretty comparable. Although this is 10 grand. This specific one, this limited one, kind of decked out one, is 10 grand more than the most expensive Equinox that I've seen. But in general, they're a bit closer. Yeah, I don't know. I think Chevy might have a sleeper hit on their hands with the Equinox just because of the pricing and what you're getting there. And I think to a lot of...
The styling. The car looks more stylish, I think.
Yeah, and I think the problem is they're going to have to... It's kind of going against their brand, which might be a problem because it's going to be... It's going to be more appealing to, I think, younger people and people that care more about tech than traditionally what Chevy customers do.
But I think they're trying to get the younger a younger generation into their cars.
Yeah.
I think they see where the purchasing power is.
Yeah, but like they're going to have to work to attract that, and
they need to
train their people to be able to actually target.
Hey, GM, if you're listening, hire me as your consultant as to how to train your people and how to change the branding for this particular segment. You'll be a lot more successful. Your dealerships are not set up for this. Maybe we just had a bad experience, but we've been texting with them and stuff. You got to train your people. They got to know more to actually be able to sell the car and to make this actually a market mover. Otherwise, you guys it's gonna flop. I don't know. Maybe you want it to flop. Maybe you want to show that it's not successful. But you've got a sleeper hit on your hands. Don't screw this up, GM. Mary,
you listening?
Mary, make me proud, please.
Also, come on, let's get the Bolt back. I know you're working on it, but come on.
Why do we like the Bolt?
It's even cheaper, more affordable. We'll get more people in. We need stuff across the entire lineup.
Yes.
This is one of the things we were saying the other day too. Is GM now basically has left? I would say in one particular way has left over Ford now. In that particular way is they have a wider range of
vehicles,
electronic, electric vehicles. Going all the way now from, so you can't technically get the Bolt, but you can still find some. Even without that, you have the Equinox down in like the 30s. up through the Blazer, going into like the 50s and I think bottom 60s, and then you have, you know, for like a more luxurious kind of feel, you have the you know, the Cadillac Lyriq and then Optic that'll be out soon. Then you can go up to, you know, GMC. You can go up to the Chevy Silverado, then the GMC Sierra, and then
the Sierra is electric.
Yeah, just coming out now. I'm gonna try to get you know, from my friends at our local GMC dealer.
Our Buick GMC dealer.
Yeah, as soon as they get one, I'm gonna try to get into it.
You should send them a message now.
I did. I sent one like last month asking, and they said they'd let me know. So I'll follow up again.
Okay.
Sure. But anyway, so you have all of that versus Ford, where you just have the Mach-E and the... All right, and here's the inside of the SEL. So no heads-up display there, and no sunroof, but still decent in terms of headroom. So here's the front. You have enough space for a charger, maybe. Put your phone in there.
Chevy knocked it out of the park. Like, Chevy has a great vehicle. A vehicle that feels nice, a vehicle that I would want to spend time in and drive, and I wouldn't mind being in it. Yeah. That felt like a car that, I mean, I could see why it's successful, right? If we maybe did that one first and we never had an electric vehicle before, I think I would be more impressed. Yeah. I wasn't impressed with the screen. I wasn't impressed with the tech, and that is I'm
surprised you care as much about that as me. Like, obviously for me,
I care about like a shitty navigation system. I'm so used to it now. Yeah. Like, I'm so used to a certain level of things in the car with the cars that we've been driving that's not like that's a deal breaker for me. Yeah. Like, if it's clunky on the inside, if I have to click too much to try to figure everything out, car's breaking.
I forgot we don't have regen.
If I have to like think too hard about what I need to do the next thing, it also makes it unsafe for me to drive. And like the ease of navigation, just being able to put that in, and the charging thing, like not knowing where to charge and stuff, like that just seems like it should be a lot more integrated for how popular the car has become. Yep. So Chevy, you're about to sell another car.
I mean, in pricing, especially like in this range and stuff, it matters too. Like, Chevy undercuts the Ioniq kind of everywhere, and especially at the top end.
Chevy put out a car that feels borderline luxury.
Yeah, and in leasing and stuff, I guess because the price is lower, the Chevy, what's the MSRP on the one that he priced out there?
There's a lot of rebates in factor.
Yeah, I mean, Hyundai's offering a ton of discounts.
$53,390 is the MSRP.
Okay, okay, so it's like 5-ish.
Hyundai,
5 to 8 more than what we've been pricing out on Equinoxes.
But a Hyundai literally always has a ton of
that much
rebates going.
Yeah, I know.
It doesn't feel that much more luxurious, which is why you need to have the rebates, which is why I think their pricing is skewed, because they're always offering these rebates. It's like this thing that J. Crew went through for a while, where they would always have a sale, so you never expected to pay full price for anything at J. Crew. Yeah, exactly.
You know what it is? Because they did their pricing, they benchmarked their pricing against Tesla when it was much more expensive for the Y.
And now they don't want to drop the base price in case that it ever comes back up. Yep. So they're going to continue offering these rebates to make it comparable. Yeah. I get it. Yeah. I get it. I know how it works.
So you have, but I'm just I never
forget what my job is.
I've never really thought about this all that much, and just like how different even like pricing structures and stuff are, and like the philosophy around pricing is on a legacy manufacturer versus a startup. Like if it was, for like Tesla, Rivian, Lucid, like I guess Lucid actually is just doing the same thing too, like where they're doing these discounts instead of changing the price. Yeah. But like Rivian changes the price regularly. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm definitely with you. Like I don't know, something about it, like the Chevy felt nicer to be in to me.
The Chevy,
which I cannot believe is a thing I'm saying. It's also my brand affinity. The Chevy was my very first car, the Cavalier.
Was it?
1998 Cavalier was my first car ever. I had it for like a few months, and it got rear-ended and totaled.
But I think Chevy for a while. I mean, look, we went with a Buick over other cars for our first like Mega Mom SUV. Yeah. And it was luxurious, and you got a lot more base features in it. And I think GM overall has been doing a very good job of that.
The other big thing I wanted to save until we were on camera going to tell you is, and this makes a meaningful difference. GM is getting supercharger access imminently. It was supposed to be by the end of spring and it got delayed. Now it's not super clear what was responsible for the delay, whether it was Chevy messing up, because the Equinox was fine, but remember the Blazer had stop sales because the software was so bad in the initial version that like cars were not drivable. So it could be partially that, or it could be because Tesla laid off the entire supercharger team, which is probably more likely, or some combination of both. But anyway, they are, like, there's been testing, people are finding that periodically Chevys will charge, or GM vehicles will charge on superchargers right now. And so it could be like any day, look, oh, the EV9's in, which is one. Never mind. So, but it should be quite soon. They're the next one on the list. Hyundai is much later on, and because of the way that the electrical architecture is between the vehicles, so Chevy runs the same, there's basically two different classes of voltage on EVs, 400 volts or 800 volts. Tesla's, except for the Cybertruck, and Rivian and Chevy and most others do 400 volts. The Hyundai and Kia and Genesis ones do 800 volts, so does the Taycan and the Lucid, which can be a better thing because it means faster charging when the chargers are compatible with it. And every other charger you'd ever use, like Electrify America and ChargePoint and stuff, does 800 volts fine. So you actually get much better charging on those ones. But Tesla never supported it, so what has to happen instead is there is a conversion that happens in the vehicle that basically steps down the voltage, and because of that you actually get much slower charging rates on Tesla superchargers or any charger that doesn't support 800 volts. So long story short, especially in the case of 2 years, with Chevy we would have supercharging access much sooner, like definitely for the majority, I would say, of that 2 years. Hyundai could be only half of that time maybe at the rate things are rolling out. And even when you did have it, you'd have a more subpar charging experience, unless Tesla makes changes to chargers, but they're not going to replace all of them overnight, so I would say certainly not within the 2 years.
I also found it interesting that he said Hyundai doesn't do a low mileage lease.
I'm
not sure that's
have
right.
A quote for, I'm almost positive I have a, oh no, it is a 12,000, yep. I thought that they were doing a favor, but yeah, the other quotes I have are 12,000 also.
And then you can't recoup that, so you're basically paying. I mean, we would have to use the car to get the mileage up, but.
All of this said, like, I don't want to say that the Ioniq is a bad car.
It's not a bad car. Yeah. It's not. That's not what I'm saying. This is not a Fisker situation. It is not a bad car. It's just when you're making a purchasing decision like we're making, and we are comparing the two for our needs. We are more heavily leaning towards a Chevy, and I think any individual that's going out there looking at an Ioniq, you should look at an Ioniq. It is not a bad car. But if you're in the market and you're undecided, throw a Chevy in the mix. You might like that a little bit more. That's what we're saying. It's our opinion. You don't have to jump down our throats for our opinion.
Nor am I saying that this is the decision anybody else should make.
Exactly.
If you care less about
tech and drivability, like the car's peppier. He said it himself. The car's has a lot more pep. And maybe you want that sportier drive feel. Maybe you like the color option. Maybe you like the matte color situation that Hyundai's got going on. That might be the vehicle for you. I like it in the blue,
like in the blue one that you.
Yeah, but
see most
every
of the time.
single person has that blue color.
Yeah, but we're gonna have an Equinox that's
the same
black. Probably.
Yeah, but I don't know. That feels different to me somehow. I don't know. Again, this is our opinion.
All right, well, I think that's going to pretty much do it for our decision here. It seems pretty clear-cut at this point which way we're going to go. We need to get some final numbers checked out and run, and then I guess make the final call and decide where we're going to get it from and exactly what we're going to go with and what the timeline's going to be and everything. But while we're working that out, there are still a couple more things we want to check out. So I think the Cadillac Lyriq is definitely still on the list. Just because the deals are pretty good on it right now, and I really enjoyed when I took the quick drive on it, although unfortunately the salespeople couldn't really tell me much or anything about it. And it's probably a bit too much for what we really need right now. but I think it still might be worth checking out. Then we've also got, of course, the VinFast. How could I forget that? It's a $50 gift card for going to test drive one right now. The only problem is the sales center is at least 2.5 hours away. It could be much worse on like a weekend with traffic going out to Long Island. But it'll still be interesting. Although I am pretty much over that at this point, just based off of like some of the horror stories I'm seeing with service and things, and people having a hard time having their warranties honored, and just like issues that are shutting down the car and stuff. So I don't know. I mean, as much as it would be interesting for the channel, I don't know if I want to deal with that much stress in our actual lives. But if we get a chance, I still definitely do want to check it out. And then we've also got the Nissan Ariya and Volkswagen ID4, which are both leasing super well right now, even below the Equinox. For whatever reason, neither one of them like really excited me all that much. I think the ID4 just because I've spent so much time in it, and I don't know, to me, like it just, it's like a car, but I don't know, like there's just something about the Equinox that appeals a little bit more to me. Maybe it's the tech and stuff. I feel like the ID4 is, you know, kind of in that generation of the Ioniq 5, where things are just a little bit more behind right now. And I know some stuff has been getting refreshed and their software has gotten a lot better and stuff, but I don't know. I mean, maybe it's still worth us checking it out at some point. And then the Ariya I have been in before, and I wasn't like looking at that point, so I guess I wasn't doing like a true comparison against like things in the same segment, but at least compared to the Tesla at that point, like the tech and the charging and stuff in there didn't appeal to me, but maybe at such competitive prices now, it might actually be worth us checking out. So we'll see. So you don't want to miss any of that. Make sure you are subscribed and ring that bell so that you get notified when any further videos in the series come out. And for sure, we'll be sharing some stuff like when we actually make our decision and are picking up whatever it is we get to, trying to keep some suspense, even though I think it's pretty obvious we've made up our mind. But especially if we check out those other ones, you never know. Well, with that, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you out there for another electric adventure soon.